nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Gianluca, aka Dr. Calcagno, and I am a first-year family medicine resident working and studying here in Canada. And I miss doing this. It's been a while now since I got a vlog out, but I thought that moving forward, I want to do one of these every single month. I want to show you guys what residency is like, but I need your help. I will be coming into this a little bit blind. I don't know what you guys want to see from me in my new life as a doctor. I'm here at work right now, and I'm just about to head in. I think I'm going to approach these from the perspective of showing everyone what I would have liked to see when I was in medical school, looking into what working as a resident was going to be like. But please let me know in the comment section below. Nothing should really be off limits. What you guys want to know, I will try my best to include if I'm allowed to. But we're going to go into work now. Okay, so it's 10:45 now. I just finished seeing all of my inpatients that I had to round on this morning. I'm on pediatrics right now, so I'm in the hospital, and maybe we'll start off there. I think this is a good place to start. Since beginning my family medicine residency, I've had friends and family, pretty much everyone asking me why I'm in the hospital and what I'm doing in pediatrics if I'm in family medicine. And the answer is that family medicine residency is not what a lot of people expect it to be. You're not in a family clinic for the vast majority of the time. And the reason is because think about family medicine as the generalist specialty. Basically, if all the doctors were at a dinner party, all the different specialties were at a dinner party, and the cardiologist sat with the cardiology table and the surgeon sat with the surgery table, ideally, the family medicine doctor should be able to bounce from one table to the other and have something good to talk about, something good to say with all of the different specialties. So the program that I'm in right now has 2 years to turn me into the most amazing generalist that knows as much about everything as is possible. So the babies are super cute. Being able to see newborn babies and interacting with them and their parents is definitely one of my favorite parts with this rotation. Like a newborn baby that's like a day old, and especially if they're new parents, just seeing that raw emotion and how excited they are. And the dads are the cutest, by the way, because you got these big guys sometimes and this little baby, and they're so delicate, making sure they don't break them, but baby's a little bit tougher than that. Anyways, now I have about 5-10 minutes to catch up on some dictations. Then I have to bounce over to the other side of the pediatric ward and see different patients for a bilirubin follow-up. So I am still here. We are currently on started at 7 and it's 5. So it's hour 10 of the shift. That's usually the hours that I'm putting in on the regular shifts for now. It's about 7 to 5 or sometimes even 7 to 6 every day for the most part, except when you're on call, because when you're on call, you do 7 to 10 or sometimes 7 to 11 or 11:30, and on weekends we're doing 7 to 7. So it really is it's a lot of work we're doing right now. It's about 60-ish, maybe plus or minus 10 hours on either side of that for the most part, and it's a good rotation. Like, it's solid. And I think a lot of people talk about how much work residency is, and that's totally valid. They give you a lot of room to do a lot of different things, but they're not giving you too much room right away. Especially being in first year, I feel like the staff do a very good job of knowing what you can handle and what you can't, and that's for 2 reasons. Number one, we don't want to put the patients in danger, and number two, we don't want to put the staff in legal danger. So they do a very good job at teaching us, and I'll just say that the learning for residency is nuts. Like, the amount that we learn on any particular shift, because you do have that responsibility a lot of the times. I think that what I would learn in a single pediatric rotation in medical school, I'll probably cover more than that in about a week or maybe 2 weeks. So this part's pretty important now. I wanted to talk about this because these were some big questions that I had in undergrad and in medical school. Normally, after a day in the hospital or a day in whatever service we're on, I'm pretty tired. And I would say the fatigue comes in not from really seeing patients and doing physical exams, but it's that paperwork and the charting and just reviewing labs, and some of the more monotonous parts of the job tend to get me more tired. So as soon as I get home, if I get home at like 6, 7, if I'm not on call, sometimes I'll take a nap for about an hour, go to sleep. And when I wake up, I'll get something to eat. I'll grab some pre-workout and then I'll go straight to the gym. And I'm still getting in the gym. I'm there 4 to 5 days a week. Every single day that I'm not on call is what I try and do. And you just got to get in there. It doesn't matter, like, you know, ideally you want to be in there for an hour and a half to 2 hours is what I was doing before. But if I could only do an hour, if I could do an hour and 15 minutes, I go hard for that hour that I have, that hour and 15 minutes. And it's taking the time that you have to get in and keep going and stay consistent. It's a non-negotiable for me. Going to the gym and feeling good for myself is something that I'm willing to give up a little bit of sleep to do. And I feel like I function better on 6 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep and still going to the gym than if I would get 8 hours or 9 hours and not go. So that's something that I've been doing and something that I think that you could definitely still do in residency. For anyone that's wondering, for my residency anyways, family medicine residency, you could still go to the gym for sure. Late night workouts, you get the entire gym to yourself. I feel like I look like a disaster at the end of this shift, but we're on a different day right now. I know kind of just everything blends together when you're in the hospital for a long period of time, but today is Tuesday. It's a call shift and I am on call tonight. I started my shift at 6:45 in the morning and I'll probably be out of here hopefully by 10 o'clock or 10:30. And it was a really busy day. But call, maybe just to break down a little bit for you guys, is every fourth day for us. Right now we're doing 1 in 4 call, which is actually not that bad. And whether that's on the weekend or on the weekday, there's different hours for the call depending on what day it is and what rotation that you're on. But basically, my regular shift finished at 5 o'clock. And then once the regular shift ends, then the medical students that you're with for the day, for the most part, they go home. You're just left with one other doctor, and you are taking all of the consults that is directed to pediatrics anyways for today's service. And we got to see some really interesting cases today. And I think one of the coolest parts about, or one of the best parts about the board exams is that they are your best friend, or they're my best friend afterwards when I'm a resident now, because there's so many times, even today, where we actually had a very rare patient case come in. And as I'm sitting there taking the history and running around, but I'm listening to the patient at this point, it just really sounded like a test question. And I think that is the best part about when you're studying for the board exams, because then afterwards, when you see the patient here, you know kind of what tests to order and what you would have liked to have seen when you're answering a test question. And that really helps you out in making the diagnosis. So that's call. I'm going to go back out. I have some labs to review still that I ordered before, and I will debrief with the doctor that I'm with right now and hopefully be out of here pretty soon. So I wanted to make sure that this went in the video because I thought this was just the cutest thing ever, and the perks of being a doctor. Everyone talks about the hard parts of being a doctor, and yeah, they're there, but do you get given a bag full of garden fresh tomatoes from your patients when you do a good job? Because that was the highlight from today. And today was good. Today I was in the just family medicine clinic for the first half. We have lecture now in the second half, so I'm gonna go home and that'll probably run till about 4:30, and then it'll be a study night. But I love being in the family clinic, and I'm glad that the McMaster program, the program that I'm in right now, basically in the Niagara Falls site, we do whatever rotation we're on. We also have a family medicine horizontal curriculum that runs parallel to whatever rotation we're on. So for the entire 2 years in residency, I will be in family medicine clinic seeing my own patients consistently throughout the 2 years, every single Wednesday. And there are some additional blocks too, where it's whole months at a time where I'm in the family medicine clinic. But let's say now I'm on pediatrics. That means that every Wednesday I am still coming in to see the patients that are under my care at the family practice that I'm at. And that's really cool. And I think that it just helps make sure that I'm not missing anything for anyone. It makes me take responsibility for my own people. And you already feel like you're your own doctor working independently with your supervisor here as well. And that's pretty awesome. All right, guys, and that's gonna be it for this one. It's a late night right now. It's 2 in the morning, but no one makes me do YouTube. I do this because I enjoy doing it and I want to do it and I want to keep getting better. So please help me do that. Leave suggestions on what you want these vlogs to be like, any topics you want me to cover in the future. But that has been a pretty good summary of what residency has been like for me so far. I think maybe one final thing that I wanted to say, and to those of you that did stick around this point in the video, because no one sticks around this long, it's an important note and something that I've learned so far and been thinking about a lot lately as a new doctor. And it was, so for those of you that don't know, one of my brothers is also in medical school. He's at Ottawa. And we talk and we check in different stages in our training and how we're feeling and what's going on. And he asked me something the other day. He says, what pushes you still to keep doing things? And it's such a simple question, but he goes, you know, when you're an undergrad, you are pushing in late nights and early mornings to get into medical school. And then you get into medical school and you are working your butt off trying to get into a competitive residency program or whatever residency program you want. And now there's none of that anymore. You made it. This is the end of the road. This is my life now. And I think that is what pushes me. And it's that I've worked so hard. Everything I've done for such a long time from an academic standpoint has led me to where I am today. And thankfully, I could sit here now and say that I love my job. I love what's going on with my life right now. And if you ask me what I think about residency so far, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's a lot more work than medical school was. There are definitely some hard times associated with it. And you're allowed to be flustered. You're allowed to be overworked and you're allowed to be frustrated with yourself because residency is this learning process and you have bad days. And you didn't say any of that in today's video because thankfully there weren't any, but there's definitely been bad days. But what you're not allowed to do is hate your life and you're not allowed to hate your job. And I think that we owe it to our patients to enjoy the things that we do. And that's why I think that this residency choice was the best choice for me. And it gets me really upset, really sad to speak with some other colleagues of mine that, you know, you ask them, how's residency been for you so far? And they say they hate it and they're overworked and they're super stressed out and they're not happy with their life right now. And I don't really know what to say about that. I can't relate, thankfully. And it's really, I don't know if it's okay for me to say that, but I don't understand why some people choose to do things that do not make them happy, that they do not find the value in. And if there's one lesson that I could let people know, if there's any med students watching this, it's to pick the career, to pick the residency program and plan for your future that you actually want. I hope that people are not getting caught up in doing certain things for ulterior reasons. I chose this specialty because it makes me feel good. I love helping people. I love meeting people and speaking with people. And that's where we're at right now. And it's the same reasons why I'm doing YouTube and whatever else is going on. That's my final lecture today. So thank you guys all for stopping by. We will see you all on the next one, and everyone take care.